Welcome to Telluride, here on another lovely day in the X-Plane 11 world. We are in this Hawker 4000, flying on Pilotedge today, taking this all the way down to El Paso, Texas, where we will then start doing some commercial flying out to the East Coast and get some more of those other airports and sceneries that we are not seeing that frequently. I've been doing a lot of general aviation flying now, so let's get out of here. As you can see, it's looking pretty good today. We got the door open. We'll be loading up these special passengers. Our call sign today will be November 350 Kilo Tango, of course. Let's go ahead and get on board. And while we are initializing the aircraft, let's use our trusty little cell phone here. Let's bring that up and let's just go ahead and get our GPU, which is our ground unit. But before we can do that, we must go ahead and come up top really quick and turn on our batteries. Now we can most certainly jump back down here and ask for our GPU, which now it is outside, and then we can most certainly come back up top and get that power available. We got our nav lights on. Let's go ahead and do the seatbelt non-smoking. Alright, before we even call for clearance, we're just going to assume that our passengers are on board. So essentially, we're going to switch that over, and let's go ahead and get this aircraft started up. So we'll get the APU going. And now that I hit start stop APU, you can see right here the APU is about 30%. Once we get a little higher, about 90 or about in the 90s, we'll be able to go ahead and punch on that generator. All right, in the meantime, let's we'll see what we got here. Yaw damper, rudder, nose wheel, anti-skid is off. Let's go ahead and put the anti-skid in. The rest will take care of this. There we go. And we got good enough percentage. All right. Now that we got the APU generator on, let's go ahead and use our cell phone once again to get rid of the GPU. All right, now let's go ahead and of course put on our beacon, and let's double check up top to make sure we are ready for start. Left and right generators are off, left and right bleeds are off, along with the packs. We don't have any anti-icing on right now, and everything else here, it looks good, guys. So let's go ahead and come back down here. We're just gonna double check the parking brake is all secured, and it is. That's it, release, and that's it on. Now we need to come over here and we need to turn our basically our autopilot automatic stabilization on, and we are ready to basically get out of here and do a back taxi and get out of here. So let's look and make sure everything is clear for engine start. It looks that way. One thing we need to come in here and just double check is our system status. We want to check all the doors are green, so we're good here. We'll leave it on this system status until we do, and actually we can end up coming here to flight controls check. That'll be one of our big checks that we're doing here. And actually, you know what? Let's get this first one back on the map, and we'll do our flight systems check over here. Alright, without further ado, you're going to come down here to this lower pedestal. We're going to put our right ignition on, and we're going to go for engine start. Got more than enough fuel. We got 7,000 pounds of fuel. Got ITT coming up on engine 2. Just wait for that engine to stabilize. Alright, that engine most certainly looks stable. Now we are go for engine number 1. Now that engine's coming up. Alright, since we have number 2 stable, we'll go ahead and throw that generator on. Alright, and that one looks stable enough. Let's throw that generator on. Now we can turn the APU bleed off and turn the APU off altogether. Close the isolation valve and get our packs on. And folks, we have a good start, and up top definitely looks good. Isolation valve is back to auto, bleeds and packs are on, APU is off. As you can see here, we don't have anything in our annunciator panel except the yaw damper. We are going to be departing today at flaps 12. And there's our flaps 12 takeoff. You can see everything is set. And we are good to go. Let's do our flight checks. But first of all, let's check in our altitude that everything copied over from FMS. We got 230 on the heading, 215 of a climb speed. And of course, in our heading, we already have the heading set up of 96 degrees of us departing the field. So that all works for us. Let's do our flight controls check. Full up, full down, aileron left, aileron right, rudder left, and rudder right. Alright, our flight controls are checked. So let's come back over here to the status point. Looking good. Alright, we've got our flap set. And we are ready to go, folks. So we have nice fuel on board. We got nice fuel flow. Let's get out of here, folks. Enough talking. It's time to do some working. Let's go ahead and get our recognition light and our taxi light on. Boy, that's a bright taxi light. It's lighting up this over here, so that's pretty light. And we'll just leave that on. Strobe and landing light left and right. We'll get that on once we get onto the runway. Telluride traffic, November 350 Kilo Tango here at Terminal 1 at the ramp. We'll be back taxiing runway 9er for departure on runway 9er straight out to the southeast for Telluride traffic. Alright, folks. Let's go ahead and look left. Let's get that parking brake released. Telluride traffic, number 350 Kilo Tango on Alpha 3 entering runway 9er for back taxi for departure to the southeast for Telluride traffic. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start our back taxi for runway 9. Alright, as we do this, we've got to come up. Get our landing lights on now and our strobe. Since we will be entering the runway. Final looks clear. It's no big deal. Alright. So we don't have an obstacle departure for runway 9. But we do for runway 27. So that doesn't really impact us at all. Nice little speed on our back taxi here. It's always a challenge trying to get the best visual.
Alright, well, no, I can't because we pulled you off the arrival. You just passed the Cheyenne VOR. That's behind you now by a couple miles. That's CHE. The closest VOR ahead of you, you are 43 miles northwest of the Kremling VOR, Romeo Lima Golf. From Kremling, you're the 310 radial from Kremling, so it's a 126 course to Kremling for you, and 41 miles.
Trying to let their chatter finish up a little bit here.
Oh, actually, United 48, I just finally found it. Do you want your latitude longitude right now? Fantastic. Do you have any navigational capabilities then, or are you still wanting vectors?
All right. We're going to kind of come over here.
Roger, out of curiosity, which sim are you running? I suspected as much.
A little stubborn on the turn here. Denver clearance, November 350 Kilo Tango here at Telluride. Number 1 in sequence, ready for departure.
350 Kilo Tango Denver Center, clear. Release for departure. Clearance flight if not off in 5 minutes. If not off in 5 minutes, advise intention 11 minutes from now. The time 0417.5. Change to advisory frequencies approved.
Okay, we are cleared for takeoff. If not off in 10 minutes, we will advise of attention frequency change approved. We'll talk to you in a second for November 350 Kilo Tango.
Number 350 Kilo Tango, just to be clear with you, sir, this is not a takeoff clearance. This is a release for departure for your IFR clearance out of Telluride. I can't clear you for takeoff because I can't ensure your separation from other aircraft on the runway.
Understood. Sorry for the wrong verbiage. Our clearance, our departure clearance is approved, and we will talk to departure in the air for number 350 Kilo Tango. All right. So he's just being very specific on that, which is no problem. So now what we want to do before we take off is we want to essentially switch over to this, and then we are going to be 118.575, and that will be our departure frequency. And the last thing we need to do is come and make sure that our transponder is on to altitude, which it is. Now we can come back over to the radio stack 1 and just kind of leave it there. And once we get in the air, we'll do our autopilot and yaw damper, and then of course we'll climb, taking right off out of there. So we should be able to make it out of this valley quite simply. So we'll see how this goes. Let's go ahead and square up our heading. It says push to sync, but you got to kind of be right on it. Now our heading is sunk in, And we are ready for departure. Airspeed is alive. There goes our buddy again. Alright. We're gonna climb smartly here. Turn on the autopilot, yaw damper, flight level change, and heading. We're gonna go flaps up. Alright, and the speed should balance out. We're going nose up. And now let's make sure we're going to go direct to Rattlesnake. So we're going to come over here to our menu and we're going to go to flight plan. We want to make sure that's direct. Direct executed. And now we are going to punch this into nav mode. And now essentially we are going to turn to go to Rattlesnake. Now we can come down here on the radio stack. Number center, number 350 Kilo Tango is airborne at 1 flight level or 17,300, climbing flight level 230.
Hawker 350 Kilo Tango, Denver Center, squawk out on.
Alright, so we're going to come down here. We're squawking ident. And I tell you,
350 Kilo Tango radar contact 7 miles southeast of the Telluride Airport, indicating flight level 198. Hawker 0 Kilo Tango, contact Denver Center 127.02.
Denver Center 12702 for North 350 Kilo Tango. Alright,
12702. Flight level 200. 1488 Denver Center, roger.
Alright, must be have a 5 behind it. Alright. Denver Center, November 350 Kilo Tango is at flight level 230.
Hawker 350 Kilo Tango, Denver Center, climb and maintain for level 370.
Up to flight level 370, number 350 Kilo Tango. Alright. So now we can most certainly climb at a good rate of altitude or speed here. Alright, this is where we're going to come into that autopilot feature.
10 degrees right.
And we're going to come into autopilot and we're going to type in 37000. And our target speed we want to match is 280. And watch this thing fly away. There we go. We'll let it manage itself. But look how fast this thing climbs. It climbs ridiculously fast. Like a rocket. So the passengers ought to be in for a nice little ride. Gear is up. Flaps are up, of course. Boy, this thing just climbs almost unrealistically. You'd have to be seriously strapped in here. To truly be a part of this aircraft's flying capabilities. At any rate, we can turn our landing light and our taxi light and recognition light on, keep our strobe and beacons on.
At 1488, set to maintain 16,000, Denver altimeter 3027.
Visual system, set at 16,000 at 1488.
All right. Alright, essentially we're evening out, and we'll be making a turn here at Rattlesnake left here. Once we get a little closer, we'll make our left-hand turn. You can kind of see that our speed feature is now working. Alright. Well, we most certainly zipped out of there, didn't we? Alright, we are on the Wasco 1 RNAV arrival. Planning to pass Wasco at or above 11,000. Then for runway 22, we need Jebsu. So we're going to come over here. We're doing a straight up visual approach. Let's come into here into our perf and see what our landing speed should be at. Alright, so about 119, so we'll up that to about 125. And of course we can come up here and turn our landing lights on. Those taxi lights on as well. Alright, and as you can see, there is the arrival there. It's probably going to flip us around. It's a southwestern approach. Alright.
Fox 350 Kilo Tango, set to maintain 7,000.
7,000, number 350 Kilo Tango. Alright, so down we go to 7,000. I like doing easy street here. Works for me. Alright. Let us program in the tower. Tower frequency there is 1183. Which we already have programmed here. So now we'll go to 118.3. We'll also put it over here in the standby, 118.3. See if we can come over here to the first officer side. We should be able to get a look at the field. Should be pretty much parallel with it. Alright, we'll maintain our speed of about 210.
Fox 350 Kilo Tango, turn right heading 120. And it's going to maintain 6,000.
120 down to 6,000, November 350 Kilo Tango. 120 down to 6,000. Actually, wrong one. That target heading in there.
Hawker 350 Kilo Tango, once you finish the rollout there, the airport will be at your 1 and 2 o'clock and 1.5 miles. Port the field in sight.
Okay, Roger. We'll report the field in sight once we have it for November 350 Kilo Tango. All right.
TBM 727 at Foxtrot Lima, the Fresno altimeter 3004.
See if we can get the field. Should be directly to our left. I believe that's it over there.
Walker 380, Oakland Center, hello, descend via the Oaks to arrival, landing runway 28 right at Oakland, Oakland altimeter 3006.
And November 350 Kilo Tango has visual at the field.
Hawker 350 Kilo Tango, cleared visual approach, runway 22, contact El Paso Tower 118.3.
Cleared visual approach 22, contacting El Paso Tower 118.3 for November 350 Kilo Tango. Alright, so let's get on this approach. Runway 22. Preso. Alright, let's go ahead and take our manual from here. El Paso Tower, November 350 Kilo Tango on the visual 422.
Hawker 350 Kilo Tango, El Paso Tower, runway 22, clear to land, and the wind through us 36003.
Runway 22 cleared to land, November 350 Kilo Tango. Alright, there is the runway. Go ahead and go for gear down. Alright. Got a nice view of the runway there. Runway elevation.
Sirius 22 Charlie Delta, contact Seattle Center 132.6.
All right.
Zero 22 Charlie Delta, Seattle Center, the Tri-Cities, altimeter 3012.
All right. Elevation, touchdown is 3,900 feet. So we are most certainly descending down smartly with a little bit of chop. It's a little choppy coming in here, no worries. Kind of floating right in right now. We're right at that perfect approach speed. Kind of crabbing ourselves at the way in here. Again, touchdown elevation is right at about 3,950 feet. There we go. A little bit under VREF or approach. No problem. Right at approach speed at about 119.
500.
500 feet to go. We're kind of crabbing in here, as you can see.
400. 300.
All right, VREF is at about right 109.
100. 100.
All right, we're going to be right at about VREF here.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
All right. A little bit shaky coming down here. I was looking for the reversers. For whatever reason, they didn't deploy as they should have.
So it's 1340 Oakland
All
Center.
right.
Hello, descend via the EMZO 3 arrival. Runway 30 transition, Oakland altimeter, if I can find it, Oakland altimeter 3006.
Absolutely not a bad touchdown. Not the best, not the worst.
Hawker 350 Kilo Tango, taxi to parking via Juliet, monitor ground 121.9, we'll see you.
Monitoring ground 1219 and taxi to parking via Juliet. Thanks for your service for November 350 Kilo Tango. All right. So we managed to make that in. Strobes off. And let's come down here. 121.900. Enter. Boom. All right. Welcome to El Paso. Made it. We're down. Talking to the old lovely wife, who is a unsuspecting passenger on the aircraft here. And there's the main terminal area, of course. Alright, parking brake is set. Let's go down here, radio 2, get our transponder off. And of course, to watch our replay, let's go ahead.
One hundred. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.